what does it look like for a cybersecurity analyst from day to day? Cybersecurity analyst is somebody who's looking at logs. They might work in a security operations center. This is just one type of security analyst, by the way, cybersecurity analyst. But the one that I did was I was in a SOC. We looked at data coming in and out. So our whole day, and we did shift work because you have to constantly have eyes on the data coming out. So the data is constant and going on all the time. As a matter of fact, when somebody really wants to hack you, they're going to do it at 3 a.m. on Christmas Eve. You know, they're not playing around. You have to always be looking at the data. So your whole day is spent literally looking at data on a screen and then taking some of it, taking the interesting traffic. That means the traffic, like you already know, like there's a certain amount of data that's going to go in and out for people's work. It might look suspicious, but we already know what this stuff is. But there's going to be just a little bit of traffic, like 1% of traffic that's called interesting traffic that you're going to really look at and you're going to analyze it. You're going to take that data. Let's say it's like, it looks like somebody has tried to log in 5,000 times in 3 seconds into this one particular system, and that system might be an asset, right? Maybe it's a system that you have in a DMZ that holds public records or something for your users, for clients, for the organization. So you might look the logs on what's going on, like what happened here. Was this an internal system? You're going to be looking at the source, the destination, and what occurred. And then you're going to make a determination on whether you should escalate it to a security incident. If it's a security incident, then you have to alarm someone else in your organization, an incident response team, for them to either check out that box to see if it's actually hacked, see what this traffic is, and maybe even implement like a firewall team to stop that traffic. So that's mainly what you do on a day-to-day basis for cybersecurity analyst work, where you're just basically looking at data, looking at logs, and trying to find where the interesting traffic is to stop it, to see if it needs to be escalated, or to ignore it as something that needs to be ignored because we already know what this traffic is. It's something that our people need to do their work. That's kind of your whole day. And it's shift work. So you're going to be working like either a day shift for 12 hours or a mid shift, night shift, swing shift for 12 hours, or a night shift for 12 hours. So the last one, let me see. The other one is technical, where you're actually fixing things. I was an architect doing some SIEM technology at one point. What I did was I was in charge of, or one of the people on the team, I don't remember what did I was in charge for a little bit, but I was a part of a team that made sure that the SIEM was up and running at all times. So if something broke, somebody would ring the alarm, call us, whatever they have to do, and we have to come in there and fix it. We were responsible for upgrading it, setting it up, and maintaining it. And in some occasions, we would create content for the actual analysts. That means we would look for things like create like a rule. It's not programming. It was very similar to programming. Like you would make a rule set that would trigger whenever, say, somebody attempted to log in a specific system within a certain period of time or something like that. Or if somebody came into this port on the firewall and they went to this system, they did this service, you would write a program, sort of, it's not really a program, but you would write content to where it would trigger and then send an email or a message or pop up on a screen to tell the security analyst, hey, look at this. This is interesting traffic. This might be of interest to you. Check this thing out. So that's what I would do. My daily routine was, if there was nothing going on, like if there was nothing to fix, or if there's, nothing is down, there's no content to create, then sometimes I'd be organizing some of the old content that they had. Like they'd have all of these old manuals. I would update those. I'd be researching like the new upgrade or studying. A lot of times I was studying, to be honest with you. I was new to the system. So it's probably 70% of my time was studying the system and trying to figure it out and then learning the back end of it. Because at the time it was on Oracle. It was very complicated. I was trying to constantly study and figure things out. So that was 70% of my time was studying. And then the other percent of my time was fixing things. Oh, this thing went down, or we need content for this, or creating content for people. That was what my job was like. And I noticed like most of my purely technical jobs were like that, where you were just pretty much sitting around until something went wrong, until something happened. Like when I worked engineering, most of my time was like studying studying Cisco stuff, and if nothing was broken, we were just waiting. We were just sitting there waiting, or we'd be on call or something like that. It wasn't constant meetings. In a way, less stressful, because you only would get stressed when something was broke. You know, it was like an alarm and people's hair's on fire, people panicking and freaking out and stuff like that. So the technical jobs, I would say, are actually easier. I know that sounds crazy, but actual purely technical jobs, you're sitting around waiting for something to happen. And if nothing's happening, you're chilling. You're chilling, man. You could chill in a cyber analyst job. Analysts who weren't very good or don't know what they're looking at, they didn't really have a lot to do because they don't really know what's interesting traffic and what's not. They didn't really know where to go or what to do. So they were just staring at a screen, a bunch of data they don't understand. What would happen is they would get these other tasks. Hey, do this task, clear out this queue here, look through all of this traffic right here. That's what you do on a daily basis. I hope that answers that question. Somebody asked me, what do you do if you're an information security officer? So I just expanded on